I recently viewed my analytics and found that people are watching my video but not subscribing my channel. Please subscribe my channel so that I can feed my cat.
Today we are going to explain a Hollywood drama film named Sleeper's Wake. In this movie, we will see how a man falls in love with a girl half his age, and then what are the consequences. In the beginning of the movie, we see a man passing by a beach and he sees three people taking a bath there. He sees a girl there, and the girl looks at him strangely, and again plunges into the water. The next day, when the man is walking, he hears the cry of a girl. When he comes to this house, he sees that a boat is lying in front of him and in it, a girl is crying under the sheet. The man tells that girl his name is John, and asks why are you crying? Actually this is the same girl that John saw yesterday while taking a bath. On this, the girl says that you should mind your business, and you leave from here now. John asks her, why is your eye red and who has punched you? John also tells her that I can put ice on your eyes. This girl's name is Jackie. Now she gets angry and comes out of the boat and tells John that, maybe you have punched me, you should only care about yourself, and you leave now. John tells her that I thought I should help you, and I can give you some money too. On this, Jackie says that if you have to help me, then you go get 2 bottles of wine and give me $500, and if you do not do this, I will shout and tell everyone that you have punched me. John is now scared and goes to the wine shop and gets 2 bottles of wine. On his return, he sees that Jackie is not there. He comes to his house. Here Jackie's cap is on the door. John looks around but she is nowhere to be seen. The next day, John is sitting near the beach, where he saw a little girl a costume and seeing her, John remembers his daughter who is no longer in this world. John was sitting there remembering his family, and then Jackie comes there with his father and brother. John asks her how is her eye injury, but Jackie goes ahead ignoring him. Jackie's father asks him who the man is, but Jackie does not give any answer to her father and starts walking. In the evening, Jackie's dad goes to John's house and invites him for dinner after Jackie told him that John helped her. Jackie's entire family and John are sitting and having dinner, and when Jackie's brother is listening to music while eating, her dad scolds him a lot, but she does not like all these things and she says that, you always keep shouting at us and be strict with us. She gets up from there and tells John that you come with me, I have to take my cap from your house. John thinks something and then goes with her. She asks John for a cigarette. John asks him, does your dad know that you smoke? On this, she says that you don't know about my dad. On this John says that, if you tell then I would like to know. She tells him that, a few months ago, some thieves had entered our house and they tried to force me to, but my mom tried to stop them and those thieves shot her. Since then, the atmosphere in our house has deteriorated considerably. Now she asks John how he got this head injury. He narrates his story and says that, one day he went on a drive with his wife and daughter. He fell asleep on the way, due to which they had an accident, and his wife and daughter died, but he suffered a minor injury and survived. John says I will never forgive myself for this. Now she gets very sad hearing the story of John. She comes to John's house to get his cap. They both start looking for the caps. She goes to the inner room. When John finds the cap, he enters the inner room and sees Jackie lying on his bed. She asks John if he has a girlfriend. John says no. Now she tries to attract him, but John says you can take your cap, and then see other side. And when he turns around, he sees that Jackie has taken off his clothes. John immediately throws the sheet on her. She says that the thieves tried to force me, that's why you don't want to come near me. She tells him that my dad punched me that day, and I am very alone. John hugs her, but she starts kissing him, but John refuses to do all this and puts her clothes on her and forces her out of his house. Now Jackie goes to John's house the next day with her maid and apologizes to him. After a while, she sends her maid home and apologizes to John and says that, she will never do this again. She says that, we go hiking, it will freshen our mood. John agrees to it. They both go hiking. Jackie was climbing the mountain very quickly and John was slow as he is old. Now both of them come and sit in one place, and Jackie getting emotional tells him that my dad says, if I had not worn skirt that day, thieves would have stolen and my mom would have been alive. John tries to support her, but Jackie starts coming closer to him again. Then John says we must go now. While returning, Jackie starts looking at John with loving eyes. Now even John cannot stop himself and both become intimate. In a while, John hears a man's voice. He sees there Jackie's dad was on the boat with his son. John goes from there with Jackie. Now John was very scared that if Jackie's dad would have seen him, there could be a big problem, so he makes preparations to leave his house. Just then, Jackie's dad arrives at his house and invites him to eat at his house. He tells him to leave tomorrow. Now John is at Jackie's house for dinner. Jackie's family and John are sitting at the dinner table. When he tells Jackie that he is leaving tomorrow, Jackie puts her feet under the table on top of his feet and tries to attract him towards her, and tells him not to go. When John does not listen to her, she becomes very angry. and in front of everyone calls him an old man and a man of worthlessness, because Jackie was very sad that John was leaving her. Now hearing all this, her father apologizes to John for her misbehavior. John tells them it doesn't matter, and leaves from there. Jackie is sitting with her brother. She is very sad that John will be gone tomorrow. Now early next morning, Jackie knocks on John's door, and as soon as John opens the door, she enters inside the house. Actually, last night Jackie tried to be a little romantic with him, and that is why she was very excited. John thinks he is leaving now, so he may be intimate with Jackie today, and they get intimate. After a while, John realizes that someone from outside his house is watching him and Jackie getting intimate. Just then someone calls Jackie. This is Jackie's maid, who stands down and sees everything and tells her that her dad is calling her. Now she wears her clothes and leaves from there. John is now very nervous and starts packing his things immediately. Then, Jackie's dad arrives and John gets very scared. But Jackie's dad tells him that my son is lost, and asks him for help. John agrees to help him. Now John goes out with Jackie's dad to find his son. Even after searching for a long time, he is nowhere to be found. Here Jackie is also looking for her brother around and is also very sad about not finding him. She is pasting his brother's missing poster. The next day, John is on his way. A policeman asks him to sit in his car. Jackie's cap is in the car. The policeman tells John that I like Jackie and want to marry her. You are his friend, and will you talk to her about this for me? John says that. Now his brother is missing, but after, I will tell her about your feelings. He gets down from his car. Despite a lot of searching, Jackie's brother is nowhere to be found and everyone assumes that he has left his family and gone somewhere far away. Now John comes to Jackie's house, where he sees she is sitting with the cop watching TV. He tells her that he will leave this town tomorrow. Now the next morning, John goes for a swim on the beach. Only then Jackie comes there and starts swimming with him in the water. John asks her, "What do you want after all?" Jackie says that I also want to go with you. John is about to answer that, but at the same time the policeman comes there and brings Jackie's dad along with him. Jackie puts on her clothes and leaves. John came in front of Jackie's dad. Her dad asks him what's going on. John tells them that nothing is as he is thinking. Jackie's dad says, "What would you do if your daughter was at this place?" Just then the policeman takes out his gun. Jackie's dad picks up a stick and hits John. John somehow escapes and starts running towards the forest, and reaches his house. On reaching home, John sees that his door is open and a baboon is sitting at the table in front. While chasing him, Jackie's dad reaches there and throws a stone that hits the baboon and he falls. Now the fight starts between John and Jackie's dad. At the same time, that baboon climbs up Jackie's dad and starts biting him and bites some other place in his throat, due to which blood starts coming out of his body. John knew that this animal could attack him after that, so he picked up an iron pipe lying there. As the baboon was about to attack him, he attacked the baboon with that iron rod, and that baboon died there. The policeman and Jackie also came there, and both of them were picking up Jackie's dad and keep him in the car. John also helped Jackie's dad to reach the car. The cop pulled out his gun and warned John that he would shoot him if he didn't leave town by tomorrow. Now Jackie was confused as to whom she should go with, because John's body is also bleeding and his father's condition is also serious. In the end, Jackie chose his dad, and she also sat in that car and John helped her in this. Now Jackie and his dad hug and both of them cry a lot. They both realize the importance of each other. Jackie was watching John on the way and somewhere John was also watching her and wanted her to be with him, but this could not happen. In the last scene, we see that John takes that baboon on her lap and apologizes to him. And with this, the movie ends.